Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, the Hawaii Paranormal Conference had plenty of interesting speakers spread out over 3 days of sessions and tours. Master storyteller Lopaka Kapanui shared a recap with us and predicts the Paracon will return next year as well.
My name is Lopaka Kapanui. We're here at Paradise Park in the studios, and we're having the very first paranormal conference ever in Hawaii. I'm the owner of a ghost tour company called Mysteries of Hawaii that used to be called Chicken Skin. And after a few years of doing this, it finally occurred to me that we probably need a paranormal conference of some kind in Hawaii. And I was struggling with who to bring and what to do, and then not too long ago, one night, my late mentor, Glenn Grant, appeared to me in a dream and said, "Your focus is in the wrong place. Focus on the Hawaiian culture and take the paranormal conference from that perspective." And it all fell into place, it all worked out, and here we are today. Well, we have Allison Jornlin, who is from Milwaukee, and she started the very first ghost tour walk in Milwaukee about 2008. And I really liked her. She's effervescent, she's fun, she smiles all the time, and she knows a lot about something called the Mothman sightings in that area. And so she had to be someone we had to bring here. And then there's a gentleman by the name of Kahu Dave, who's an expert on remote viewing, and we're so glad that he agreed. And then Lane Wilkin and Keli'i Makua are native tattoo artists. Lane does native traditional Filipino tattoos. Keli'i does traditional Hawaiian tattoos. He is the first kahuna of that art to be titled after 200 years. And so I asked him to put something together where they could talk about the spiritual essence of tattooing. And that was very, very interesting. And then Greg Stanley, psychic medium, tarot card reader, appears on 98.5 every Tuesday. I was not too sure about psychics. I have a thing about that, but the second I talked to him and we're on Skype and he starts randomly giving me these readings, they were so spot on, and it was information that nobody else could know. And so I asked him, "Would you mind coming to talk?" And he's here. The first night of the Hawaii Paracon, which is Friday, July 13th, 2018, we had a ghost tour walk of downtown Honolulu. We had over 50 people, and it was the easiest ghost tour I ever did because it was 50 people who were scared out of their minds. And the interesting thing is, people showed me some very interesting photographs they took that night. And there was a photograph of one woman's head who was sort of not in the picture. It was sort of like half her forehead, and a couple of interesting orbs moving around in the video. The second night, Saturday, July 14th, 2018, we did a paranormal investigation at a warehouse in Halava that was so haunted, and there were so many things going on, so many recordings, pictures, that even I got overwhelmed and I had to take a step outside. And so tonight, July 15th, 2018, after this portion of the Paracon is over, we're going to do a walking ghost tour in Waikiki. And we're going to walk through one of the most haunted hotels in that area. I hope we don't get kicked out. Well, you know, in the dream, Glenn came to me and said that I should approach this from a Hawaiian cultural aspect. And what I found out by talking to other people who've participated in Paracons in the mainland is that a lot of it is focused on the kind of equipment you use, the kind of TV star that's there, and it's sort of lost its spiritual essence. And so that's what this is meant to do. It's meant to bring back the spirit or the spiritual essence to paranormal investigations, because today it's about having a reality show or the brand new camera, the brand new thermal heat meter. This year's Paracon, we've had great attendance, great participation, great reviews, and a lot of times there are skeptics, but for a venue like this, I completely welcome skeptics. I want them to come, because a lot of them are looking for faults in the paranormal world. But what I want to do is have them attend this thing and explain it to them in such a common sense way that there's no way they couldn't believe. And so if you're a skeptic, you should be here. The plan for October 2018, especially around Halloween, is we're bringing a couple more guests from the mainland who are not only very well known in the paranormal field, but who are also 100% in their psychic readings and predictions. And they're going to be here for a week. I can't give away the name, but it's something you definitely can't miss. And we'll probably have them speaking here at Paradise Park in the ballroom. And for the rest of October, we really don't want to give it away yet, but it's sort of a twist on the zombie thing. That's all I can say. During the Paracon, Kohuna Kili'imakua was talking about the different types of tools that he uses for traditional tattooing. And what came out of that is people really became interested in the aspect of it, because a story was brought up where a guy was being tattooed and his shadow left his body and stood in the corner of the room until the tattoo was finished. And then there were some psychic readings that some people didn't quite catch on to right away, but then the psychic gave some sort of key word and it associated itself with someone who was here, and they actually broke down and cried. So right now as we're speaking, Kahu Dave is in there talking about remote viewing, and he's giving people some worksheets to use. And what remote viewing is, the ability to see a target that's halfway around the world or hidden in a box, and you write it down on a piece of paper and you match the image or the thought. And Kahu Dave has been so skilled at remote viewing that he's actually started to use it in a way to predict horse races or gambling. And that usually yields a 92% result, actually. Greg Stanley is also a psychic medium tarot card reader. I really don't want to give away his story, but his abilities came to him during a life-changing moment, and he was able to give readings through psychic mediumship and through tarot cards. And so the other night I had Greg Stanley come on the walking tour, the ghost tour, after this was over. And one of the things he talked about was that the ghost of a man was there, and he wanted to know about a white dump truck that was sold to somebody. And nobody said anything about it. And when we're leaving, this really big local kid comes up to me and says, "I just brought a white dump truck, a used one." And he says, and I was trying to ask the guys who the original owner was, but they had no idea.